2 months ago, on this day, we entered Guatemala, and this was our first camp at the lake, and today it is our last camp at the lake. I can't even do like an intro without getting tears in my ojos, in my eyes. I think this feeling that you get, all of these motions of like the difficulty of having to say goodbye to people over and over is really that's a major difference between taking vacations and traveling. Taking vacations, usually you're just like hopping on a jet, going to a beach, all inclusive, pounding drinks at the pool, going to the beach, whatever. When you are traveling, you are meeting people that are giving you their home, they are feeding you, they are helping you, they are giving you recommendations, they are taking care of you in their country. And it's just always incredible, and it never ceases to amaze me how many good people there are in the world. Hola, buenas tardes. Ay, ay, ay. So anyways, Guatemala welcomed Porter and I with big open arms and gave us big, strong hugs and love the entire time we were here. So I'm going to eat some dinner, enjoy this last sunset, and plan our drive to El Salvador tomorrow. It's just a lot of planning, processing, making sure you're following all of the rules, the expiration dates of the visa. I had a slight oversight for my visa. When I entered Guatemala, they gave me a visa for 90 days for me and the truck. I kind of just assumed that was only for Guatemala. I had read online that there is a C4 visa that applies to Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and Guatemala. That means you get one visa, 90 days for 4 countries. So I kind of just assumed the Guatemala one was great for 90 days, and then when I went to El Salvador, I would get a different one because the visa paperwork I have does not say C4. However, after chatting with some other Overlanders and reading online, it's just not the case. It doesn't matter what country it says. If you enter one of those 4 countries, the visa for 90 days is applicable to all 4 countries. So I need to move my timeline up a little bit sooner. I'm a little bummed because my friend Grace is supposed to come and visit me in Guatemala at the end of February. So today I need to look at my paperwork. I believe I need to be out of Nicaragua by March 14th. So I think if I will stay in Guatemala, it's also a leap year, so we have 366 days, so February 29th, so yay. But I believe if I stay in Guatemala for one more month until February 26, 27, and then go to El Salvador until March 12th, I need to look at the map, I need to plan the route, I need to talk to my friend Benjamin, who recently crossed Honduras and Nicaragua, to see how it went, how much time it took. It's a little bit different because he is on a bicycle. But I do know that crossing into Honduras is extremely unorganized. Nicaragua is also unorganized, but a smidge better. I am going to drive straight through Honduras and Nicaragua. I'm not going to spend any time in there. I also need to look up the requirements for Porter, if he needs a pet import permit. He needs a health certificate for Nicaragua and Honduras, even just to transit through. I need to get that sorted out. The dates, I need to calculate the driving time through Honduras and through Nicaragua. Nicaragua, I know, is only 6 hours. Honduras, I'm not quite sure. I need to figure out which ones are going to be the best to cross with the route and see if I can actually cross Honduras and Nicaragua all in the same day, which seems honestly terrible. Crossing one border per day it's just something you have to do. It's not really that complicated. People do it every single day, but it does take a good chunk of time because you obviously, living in a camper, you have to break down your bed, your kitchen, clean, organize, prepare everything. I personally like to do a big reorganization in my camper truck and bed replacement so that I'm aware of where every single bit of my belongings are. So if they do scan my truck and have a question, I will have a prompt answer. I'm not going to be dilly-dally, I don't know, and be suspicious. I like to also just have everything clean and organized when I enter a new country. It's just less stress, easier, all of that great stuff. Anyways, so I think I will jump off here, but that is what the majority of my day is going to look like. Planning, prepping, organizing, gathering dates for my visa, the truck's visa, Porter's requirements for his entry to El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and also Costa Rica. So I need to get a lot of information and then coordinate all of that to make the entire process easy peasy. Wish me luck. Also, I know that all sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. However, I will not cross Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica border all in the same day. That would be like at least 6 hours of just being at the border, processing paperwork, etc., and I would be arriving into Costa Rica at dark, and that's not something that I ever do. Also, to add more into the mix, I'm meeting one friend in Costa Rica who's going to be there the same time I'm going to be there, and then I have 2 friends in the U.S., actually 3 friends in the U.S., that are trying to coordinate trips to maybe fly down for Costa Rica, and there's just a lot more planning that goes into that for me because not everybody that comes and joins me on my travels wants to be in a camper. So that requires more research, finding Airbnbs, going to national parks, booking tours, which is also more complicated for Porter. Even bringing Porter into Costa Rica is going to be like the biggest hurdle. It's possible, it's not impossible, it's just a little more paperwork. Costa Rica is really protective of their flora and fauna, which respectfully they have the right to do, no problem. I'm okay with that. It just means I believe we can actually only stay in Costa Rica for 28 days because that is going to be Porter's visa time that he is allotted. And then also bringing Porter from Costa Rica to Panama requires a little bit extra paperwork as well. There's like a 3-day quarantine thing that we have to fill out, I'm reading. And I'm not sure what that entails or requires, if he can quarantine in the camper, if we have to book an Airbnb or something for 3 days. So we'll need to get that sorted as well. Obviously, I don't have any dates for any of this stuff, so I can't do any of that paperwork at this time. And also today I need to measure the height, width, length of the truck in metric and put an estimated weight down because I need to start prepping the process with Overland Expo to ship my truck from Panama to Colombia. So that's also another piece of the puzzle. But I promise once I get to Colombia, I'm not doing anything for 3 months. I'm kidding. I will, but for sure nothing for 1 month. It'll be another reset, rest period.